All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to How about some Shai, Hashem Hawakah Kodash Barakathon. Give honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and to all our across the globe, pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. I want to say Shalom. This is an open forum. I'm going to touch on a couple things through the Spirit, Lord willing. Mainly rebuke, chastisement, and communication. Because the things are really important. All right. The thing with the affiliate camps is coming out because, we're doing a lot of videos on it because it seems that they don't want to come up on an order because they don't want to be searched out. Let me get that before I forget. All right, there's another one to get to. All right, but is that they don't want to come up on an order. They don't want to be found out. They don't want to their deeds, their conduct, their actions to be revealed, and being in the truth, being in a great millstone, dealing with the brothers that I've known, and hey, their friends, their family, more importantly, the overseers, and we can't just let our sheep, which are the brothers, just to do whatever they want, all right, and not and leave those things that are detrimental for a brother. We just don't look over it. It's very important that we examine ourselves, take heed to ourselves, but also to make sure that brothers are walking in a way that's worthy of the Lord's salvation and mercy. Okay? And, we have to accept when we're in the hot seat. And that's funny because, not funny, but, brother did a lesson, I forgot who it was, but said, and he had a picture of a hot seat on there, and what are you going to do? A lot of times we have to just face the music. All right, we have to acknowledge that the Lord is actually trying to help you. He's trying to give you a chance to get your shit together before more harder stripes come to get put on you. So I'm getting Proverbs 27:5. It says, open rebuke is better than secret love. And there's nothing, now there's some things that are told to us in private concerning different brothers in different situations. Brothers might confide in brothers about certain things. But when it comes to brothers getting offended, when it comes to brothers feeling some kind of way, have a little art or have a little disagreement, it's got to get aired out. And sometimes it gets aired out, between one another, privately. Then sometimes we have a council, and these councils are meant to clear the air. It's also meant to look at things internally within yourself and make some adjustments, Because one thing, I've been taught and what I've learned, what I tell brothers is that if you believe these are men of the Lord, and the Lord is dealing with these men, you got to accept the fact that it's the Lord speaking through these men to say the things they say. It's not out of maliciousness, it's not out of spite, but out of love and sincerity is why these things need to be said. Nobody likes to look in the mirror and see how ugly they are. All right? But guess what? You got to look in the mirror and be like, man, I am ugly. I am messed up. And take those things and make adjustments, man. All right? So open rebuke is better than secret love. We're not going to condone bad behavior, all right, just because we like a brother. Hell, to be honest, I never met a brother I didn't like. All right? Some brothers are more peculiar than others. Some have more a different way of doing things than others. All right? But generally, Jake gets along pretty well. And we can't let our affinity, our relationship, our history with brothers to cloud or convolute our decision making or our need to correct, because at the end of the day, you're not helping the brother. Matter of fact, I'm going to read this first. It says, faithful are the wounds of a friend. The faithful are the wounds of a friend. Scripture won't let the righteous smite thee. All right? And, who better to correct you than your brother? Do you want the Lord to actually come down and correct you? Do you want Esau to come down and correct you? Okay? So the Lord uses brothers to step in and to administer some type of aid unto a brother before the Lord actually comes in and does what he does. And I've seen it, we've all seen it, and sometimes we've all been partakers of the Lord's wrath. It doesn't feel good. It says, unfaithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. People in the world like to, they like drama. All right, they like to be in some shit. So they'll tell you things that you want to hear. Nah, man, go ahead and do that, man. Shit, ain't nothing wrong with doing that. I mean, what they say, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. Or, we got one life and things like that. But in all actuality, those things are hurtful. A lot of times brothers use being in the flesh as justification for their shortcomings. And technically, yeah, because we're all under sin, we're all in the flesh, but no. All right, the Lord gave us certain attributes to combat the flesh. Prayer, fasting, meditation. All right? And these things are needful when we desire to have the comfort of Yahweh Shah upon us. Okay? Look at this. Come on, man. Proverbs 21 and 2. And it says, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the heart. And you can be doing things that technically it's not going off, but it's inconsiderate. It's non-compassionate. You see, and the Lord knows these things, man. All right. Because you ain't going off don't mean you're not going off. All right, because you have to take into account of brothers that you are affecting with your decisions, you know. And, you know, when you're close with brothers and you have relationships with these brothers, there's going to be a portion of your life that's going to be revealed that people hardly ever see. Why? Because you're around that person more. So they're going to see things that they normally wouldn't see if you were, you know, in your own domain, you know. And we have to consider, you know, we have to consider our actions and the effect that it has on people, because the Lord knows if we're being inconsiderate, if we're being disrespectful. Okay. This is neighbor searches them out. Neighbor. Oh man, let me see. I gotta get this. Cause Cardi used to say this all the time. Proverbs 18 and 17. It says, Proverbs 18 and 17. Wish I ain't walking past to get on. Proverbs 18 and 17. That cherry look nice. Proverbs 18 and 17. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just, but neighbor cometh and searcheth them. You know, when they're getting rebuked, the easiest thing, well, the natural thing to do is to get defensive and try to justify, make excuses and reasons why you're acting in such a manner that is not conducive to the fluidity of the body. And that's why when you have these councils, you have these meetings, you have this rebuke, that you have your peers among you, like, no, look what you're doing. And you can say all that, and yeah, we believe that you're, a brother and this and that. That don't negate the fact that your ass tweaking, you know? And brothers hold their peace. Some are a little more vocal than others. But at the same time, when things need to be said and done, they get said and done. And we have to acknowledge and be truthful with ourselves. But what is being said is on point. You know why? Because the Lord is on point. Okay? And us being men, we have to act and move in a certain manner for the fact that we are men, And if we claim to be men of the Lord, then there's an extra sense of carefulness that we must examine ourselves with because of the standard that we uh, claim that we uphold, you know. And when it comes to, I'm segueing into the second part, which is communication, you know, it's very important that we make ourselves clear, concise, all right, when we're dealing with brothers, man. You know, when we're dealing with people in general, because you don't want things to get misconstrued. You don't want blurred lines or um, or discrepancies in what you're trying to say. You know, I'm not a very good explainer, you know, of things at times, you know, but that shouldn't prohibit you from making sure that your message, that your thoughts are being conceived in the manner that you intended them to be understood, you know. And let's get this. It says Romans 12 and 17 is a faithful, oh, come on, man. Romans 12 and 17, and it reads, recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide all things honest in the sight of all men. You know, and one of the things you can provide honest is your communication. Make things clear, because you know you know what your intentions are. Or we know a man going to the Lord, but you know if you're going to do certain things, instead of stringing brothers along and being vague, just be like, nah, there's a yea be yea and nay be nay. All right, anything more is wickedness. You know, all right. You know, brothers genuinely, sincerely care about brother well-beings, about brothers being okay. You know, and we have to make sure that we're not adding more burdens and stress on brothers because of your lack of communication, because your lack of respect, all right, for brothers, man. Okay, and especially if you're staying with brothers, all right. It says verse 18, it says, be possible as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men. And one way to live peaceably with all men, all right, is to communicate. Communication is key, you know. A lack of communication can start wars, can start fights. It could put you in situations where you didn't think they'd go that far left, man, you know. And it's something that being a man you should be able to do. You know, it's to communicate and make your thoughts plain and clear and concise, so there's no room for a misconception about what you're trying to say. All right. Let me see. Look at this. Matthew 5:37. So, but let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. So I'm going to get into the word communicate. It says of speech, a word uttered by a living voice, embodies a conception or idea what someone has said, a word saying to the Most High. This is it. It says discourse, the act of speaking, speech, the faculty of speech, skill and practice in speaking. So you have some type of skill when you're to communicate. Sometimes you gotta use a tone, a harsh tone, a light tone. Sometimes you gotta use harsh words and light words. Okay, there's an art of communication, and you can't be like, oh, I'm not a good talker, or I can't, express my bullshit. All right, because there are, I don't know how many words there are in the English language, or but there's words to describe what it is you're trying to say. All right, you got to read the Bible or thesaurus, or to get your vocab up. All right, do it, because without using the proper words, without using the proper skill, you can find yourself in situations where you may be offending brothers, all because you lack the skill and practice of speaking. Okay. All right. All right. That's it on that. All right. So let your communication be yea, yea, and nay, nay. But whatsoever come of these is of evil, man. Okay. So let's be. This is to me. I always do lessons for me, so brothers don't have to go through things that I've gone through, man. All right. And just because we're older brothers does not mean that we're flawless in our walking. Okay, that's why we have neighbors, which is our brothers, to make sure that we're staying in line with the will of the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, so let's be more mindful of brothers when it comes to dealing with them and communicating. Matter of fact, look at this. I learned this from Matt. Ecclesiastes 10:10. If the iron be blunt and he do not wet the edge, then must he put to more strength. But wisdom is profitable to direct. All right, so if you don't have the right words to use, if you can't express yourself in a way people can understand, then you gotta use other words, and you gotta beat around the bush. You're not speaking in detail. Okay. All right, but wisdom is direct. All right. So when you're dealing with brothers, when you're dealing with people, man, get to the fucking point, man. All right. Okay, get to the point. You get to talking to some brothers, man, what do you want? Get to the point, man. As opposed to, going around the conversation, man. Okay? Brother asks you something, just give them the answer, man, whether they want to hear it or not. You know, we have to be more transparent in our conversations that we're having with one another. You know, Devin says shalom.